Hey guys, Chris here from Carolot Farm. Welcome. Today I want to show you the full beauty of fall on the farm. Living in Central Virginia is a real treat. You know, here we have these beautiful hardwoods that are golden, orange, red, and they're contrasting with the green pines and the cedars. And so we get that really beautiful contrast of color. And so every time I step outside today, whether it's to feed the horses, to work in the garden, to weed the beds, I am just reminded of how beautiful it is. And I do truly think that this week is the peak week of our fall season. So I cannot wait to show you around. Here in the front yard, I'm going to turn for you because this is one of the most beautiful spaces. You see that beautiful golden tree in the back? Well, keep looking. There are more beautiful colors heading down the driveway. And then you get to the newly painted black fence, looking pretty sharp. And the green grass, the front field is so nice and green. The sky is blue. And then there's more beautiful color at the far end of the field. So looking out from the front porch, this is one of the most beautiful places on the farm. Truly, no matter where you look, it's absolutely stunning here on the farm this time of year, and I can't wait to give you a tour of all of our various spaces. It feels like it only makes sense to start with the front of the house. These pumpkins here that you see on the porch, we did grow ourselves in the garden, so that was pretty fun. And the flower beds that we have at the front and the side of the house, we've worked to weed and mulch. This flower bed here sits at the rear of the backyard. And here is a really beautiful stand of forsythia that we planted just the other season. We've been steadily working to reclaim our fruit areas. I've got my blackberries, my apples. I've got blueberries in the far back. And then some of you have heard about my little fig tree. I didn't dig it out this year. It's still alive. We'll see what happens. I've heard that I probably should pack it with hay or cut grass this winter and try to actually insulate it. So maybe I'll try that, but that silly little fig tree hasn't done much growing for me. We have some beautiful red crepe myrtles here that are turning and more lovely color along the driveway. We have a lot of pines back along the drive, and so you get a few pops of color mixed in with the dark greens. And then you'll see off in the distance here, this is our grape zone. I got in there with a string trimmer. I did a lot of weed whacking and it's looking much, much better. You can even now see the 4 muscadine grapes that are on the outside of that grape zone. So making great progress around the farm. Another space here that was needing a lot of attention was this flower bed beside the carport. And I don't know if you saw the video, but the grass was as tall as the flowers, and I've been working steadily to reclaim this bed. You can still see the flowers are a bit thick in the center, and there is still some grass there that I need to finish up with. But after I finish that last section, I'm going to go and get mulch later today and hopefully mulch all of these beds that we've been working to reclaim. And, you know, they'll just continue to add to the beauty here on the farm this fall. As I show you fall around the farm, I do want to take you into the garden briefly. I want to mention the okra, totally spent. The green beans as well. Yesterday I picked the last beans, and the plants you can see have already been kissed by the frost, and so the beans that I picked were still edible, but they weren't really crisp. And then I have broccoli and cauliflower, which are still growing, along with cabbage just across the little pathway here in our metal planter. So those crops are going to still need a few more weeks. And beyond the broccoli and cauliflower, I don't know that you can see it from where I am, but we have our sweet potatoes in the corner. And those plants were also kissed by the frost. The leaves are brown and crispy, but we're waiting for a good rain to then come in and dig up the soil when it's a little softer. So we'll let you know how many sweet potatoes we get when we get around to doing that. And that leaves us with the peppers here. The pepper plants are still looking good. They survived the first couple of light frosts, but I did go through just the other day and I picked all of the peppers that were of decent size, because peppers are one of those things that once the frost kisses the actual fruit, they can get really mushy and then they're just no good. And I didn't want to lose my last round of peppers, so I have harvested those. What you might see on some of these plants are just really small peppers, and there's a chance that they'll keep growing,
but there's also a pretty good chance that what I've picked is it for the season. And so we're gonna finish up here down with the horses, because fall on the farm would not be complete if I didn't include the horses and their spaces.
You may have noticed not only are the leaves changing, which is a sign of fall, but our horses are getting furry. Everyone is getting a thick winter coat in preparation for the cold weather that's yet to come. And that's just one more sign that shows us that fall is definitely here on the farm.
Our back field that sits just beyond the barn is another really lovely area. Again, no matter where I look here on the farm, no matter what I'm doing, it's just so beautiful this time of year, and I can't help myself. I just have to show you everything, and I hope that you have just as beautiful a space wherever you are.
While I have you with me, I'll show you one more of our horse turnouts. This is the ring, and this is where Shenanigans and Rockstar, along with Lady, spend the majority of their time. Just like you've seen around the rest of the farm, there is that beautiful mix of the green pines and cedars and the colorful hardwoods. As we finish our little tour around the farm, though, I want to finish up in the front yard and show you this beautiful pear tree. It has these beautiful, vibrant reds and golds and greens still on it. It looks like a rainbow.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so happy that I had this opportunity to show you around. You know, living here in Central Virginia, living on this farm, being in the presence of these animals, you know, I count my blessings every day, and I am just so happy that I can share these experiences with you. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you're having a beautiful fall wherever you are. Bye, guys.